in its year-end statement, the Congress of South African Trade Unions says this has been a difficult year with inflation repealing workers' salaries. COSATU says the levels of unemployment, shrinking public spending have hit workers hard. It has also wished them a peaceful and joyful holiday, cautioning though against indulging in what it calls needless expenditure and abusing alcohol this festive season. Phetoe is the COSATU's Deputy General Secretary and joins us live now. Deputy, thank you so much for your time. Now, the rising cost of living has hit South Africans very hard, particularly this year as well, coupled with a lot that has been going on. Let's start with your reflections as the year wraps up.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you very much, your listeners. You are correct that the cost of living has hit many of the workers and the people of South Africa. The unemployment rate has gone up, the poverty level has gone up. The World Bank has also confirmed that South Africa were one of the unequal country. Therefore, it faced a number of challenges for us as workers and the working class, and that's where we stand, hoping that the new leadership of the ANC that is leading in government will take this measure seriously and find a way of dealing with the issues, in particular the issue of the unemployment rate that is increasing every day.
How confident are you, though, that this is going to happen, particularly, you know, when you think and you listen to some in the business community saying the ANC is finding itself having to repair quite a lot of damage that has been done internally, and now coupling that with the damage being done to the country when you look at the economy as well and you think about load shedding and all of that. How then are you confident when it comes to this new leadership that what you're saying will actually happen?
Well, as I said, we hope that this leadership has received a clear message from the South African Communist Party and COSATU in this elective conference of the ANC. Both ourselves and the Communist Party, our statement, our message of support was clear about these challenges facing this country, but also taking from the political report presented by the president of the ANC and the cultural report, they all acknowledge that this has been a challenge year for government, and this has been a challenge for the people of South Africa and the workers. We, as I said, we hope that these things have not fallen, and in dead years they will be able to deal with these issues and find a solution, engaging with the leadership of COSATU and the Communist Party at the level of the alliance, as they also raise the issue of the alliance, that the alliance is a very important component, and this matter will be discussed at that level.
And talking about, you know, the alliance being important, one of the things that the president also said in his political report was that sometimes the relationship between yourselves and government is also becoming strained, particularly when you look at the wage negotiations and that agreement, you know, that was reneged upon in its third year. And the president says that, you know, this employer-employee relationship must also have honest conversations within it, and this of course happens within the alliance. Would you agree with that?
Well, we agree with that it must have an honest engagement, but the employer, which is the government or led by the African National Congress, has not been honest, in particular to the public servant, for reneging from the resolution 1 of 2018 for non-implementation of that agreement. So it should start with them being honest in relation to respect the collective bargaining and respect all the labor laws. We expect the employer, in particular the government led by the African National, to play a central role and as the custodian of all the laws and the Constitution of South Africa. But in this case, if, like I said, it's acknowledged in the political report of the president, it's acknowledged in the organizational report. We hope that the first thing that they will do early as next year is to engage on that matter. And it is our wish as COSATU, and it's our demand, as we always say, that we would want to see government resolving that the impulse of the current wage negotiations, which is the dispute, but also the outstanding matter of the 2018 resolution of the bargaining of the PSABC.
And how do they begin to do that? Because, when you look at what then Treasury puts forward and says that this is the cap, and then government then comes in and unions then say this unfortunately undermines the collective bargaining, process. At the same time, government doesn't appear to then be moving a needle. How do you see then this one playing out?
Well, they've got no choice. They've got to play out. If they want to regain the support of the workers, they have no choice. They've got to find a way how to get out of that problem. All of us, we said we are available as COSATU leadership and the public sector unions to get into that discussion and find a way of dealing with that matter. The issue around the issue that has brought us where we are today is because of government. Our government, yes, they have been dealing with the issue of corruption, but it's not enough. And where we are, these things about the austerity measures, it has been created by fruitless expenditure, the issue of corruption that has been taking place in some of the department. And I think if the government can strengthen and intensify their fight against corruption, this matter of the austerity measures can be resolved.
Let's then talk about, another issue that has been impacting on the workers, South Africans in general as well, and this is the issue of load shedding. This is, now we're finding ourselves in between stages 6, sometimes 5 and 4, and these also continue to have a detrimental impact on the economy, but also the workers that you're leading as well.
Well, I think we've made our public comment in relation to Eskom. Now that the CEO of Eskom has resigned, and the matter it is not only about the CEO, it's about the management, it's about the support that this SOE has to receive from government ministers, from the officials of government, because from where we stand, I think Eskom has been planned to collapse. Because at the time when we're discussing the issue around this Eskom matter, we were very clear that with unbundling, it will result to something else that is going to collapse, or it will result to the issue of privatizing Eskom. That's where Escosat was the problem, and this is where it goes. But I think, as you indicated, there's a lot of impact. It's part of the economic crisis that we're facing in this country, and we hope that with our input in relation to the social compact on Eskom from at the level of NETLEC will be taken into consideration. And I think that government must, as they've agreed to that, they must find a space to engage with all the stakeholders at Eskom and to deal with those issues. But also the issue of Eskom corruption is also one of the issues that is a critical matter that requires, in particular, the president. Remember also the Communist Party and COSATU at our message up to said the president must take charge of this Eskom, otherwise it's going to collapse.
So does, in your view,
what way it is today?
Pardon me for coming in there. Does then, in your view, the deployment of the SANDF also appear to be a step in the right direction towards resolving one part of what's happening at Eskom?
Yeah, I think that's not one part. The entire challenges at Eskom need to be resolved, and that's why we want the president to take responsibility and lead that matter, not to leave it to the Minister of Enterprise, in particular, Minister Pravin Gordhan. We don't think that he has also played his role in terms of assisting those people. So that is why we're saying and supporting the Communist Party that the President of the Republic of South Africa must take charge of making sure that the challenges at Eskom are resolved. Because as I said, as I'm repeating, that is collapsing our economy, because like now where I'm seated, there's load shedding. I'm just using this slide for a few minutes. At the level about at the time of at 7, there will be load shedding. Now imagine over these holidays, there is a load shedding all over the country. What would we expect? And workers are losing jobs because employers are saying we're not able to make profit, we're not able to be productive because of load shedding every day.
All right, and
so we are calling for President to take a decisive action and make sure that this issue of load shedding is resolved.
All right, let's then see what happens with that one. Thank you so much for your time. Phetoe is COSATU's Deputy General Secretary.